Hello everyone. It's been quite some time since I did any update, and as you can see, I've gone through some changes. Um, Basically, to make a long story short, and to kind of bring you up to speed, I still have cancer. In fact, I have more cancer now than I did before. But I was originally getting cancer treatment, and we found out that it wasn't effective. It didn't kill all of the tumors. In fact, there were two on the right-hand side, down in the stomach area, that were just growing and growing. And so the concern, of course, was that these would just either continue and grow, or worst case scenario, they would spread and create even more tumors with the same resistance to the chemo. So we tried to find some trials, some experimental trials that would fit me. And we did find one about 40-50 minutes away. And so they got me enrolled in that. And it seemed like it was fairly successful. It was a lot stronger chemo, much higher dosage. And it seems like it was going good. I didn't have too many side effects. In fact, I could drive myself to and from the chemo treatment, which I wasn't able to do before because the old chemo just knocked me out completely. But as the trial continued and we were doing more tests and so on, it became apparent that the trial wasn't effective either. And as a result, I was removed from the trial, but not before we also discovered that I had blood clots forming in my lungs. So they got me on blood thinners, and I'm still on blood thinners. Because that trial didn't work, they sent me back to the old place where I currently am going, and I'm getting the old treatment, which we know doesn't work. It's not going to kill the tumor, or tumors I should say, but all it does is slowing it down. So without it, I would just deteriorate extremely rapidly. But with it, I'm not that much better off, to be honest. Today is November 1st, and I'm going in for a treatment tomorrow, hopefully. But what that means is I will be there for several hours, and they're going to hook me up to a chemo pump, which I carry with me for 46 hours afterwards. So that's attached, basically pumps into my port up here, and it's attached in a bag at my hip. And, you know, it goes with me everywhere. I sleep with it, and can't shower, obviously. But during those days between Wednesday and Friday, I'm just a mess. I can't sleep. I can sleep. That's one of the few things I can, but I can't eat, was what I was trying to say. And all I basically do is sleep as much as I can. The only time I get up is to use the restroom. And I get rigors, so I'm shivering uncontrollably. I'll vomit, and then on Friday they'll take the pump away, and I will still have those side effects all throughout Saturday, and typically on Sunday evening I might eat a little bit, but it basically is from Wednesday, until Sunday. I don't eat anything. I drop several kilos. I think the record so far is I dropped 5 kilograms in just a couple of days, basically. Just because of all the vomiting and not eating, and I'm a mess, basically. But after that, it starts to pick up. And I have a good week, because I get treatment every other week. So the following week tends to be all right. I still don't have a lot of energy, but I function. I can do small things around the house. I can do, help out a little bit on the farm. I can pick up the manure after the horses, all of those things. So, there's pros and cons. But as we know that this treatment isn't going to cure me, basically just buys me more time. They are looking for other trials that will help, hopefully. But we haven't heard anything. But I have a meeting with the doctor tomorrow when I'm getting my treatment, so hopefully he has some more news. That is, if I am even getting the treatment tomorrow, because I was actually supposed to get it last week, so 6 days ago on that Wednesday. But when I got in there, they did some blood tests, which we always do. Check the vitals, the oxygen, heart rate, and all of those things. But after a while, the nurse came out and informed me that I was almost dead. My red blood cells, the hemoglobin, those levels had dropped significantly in just a week, because we do blood tests every single Wednesday, so every 7th day we have a new record of my vitals. And the red blood cells, for someone in my position, middle-aged male, should be somewhere between like 13 and 16 and a half-ish. That's the value they're looking for. And the week before I had 12.8, so a little on the low side, not too much though. And because I'm getting chemo, I'm taking blood thinners for the blood clots, all of these things, it adds up, and so it's not unusual for the red blood cells to be a little low. But as I said, it was 12.8, and then last Wednesday, when I was supposed to get the treatment, it had dropped to 7.4. So it had dropped by 5.4 points in just 7 days. And apparently, when it gets to about 5, so 2.4 points away, it starts getting lethal. So I was pretty close. So the following day I got blood infusion. I got 2 full units of blood. And we'll find out tomorrow if that's helped, if that's gotten my levels up, or if it just got my levels up that day, and then consequently it's just, dropped down again. So I won't know that for sure until tomorrow. So that's always fun. So basically, what I'm dealing with right now is 6 types of cancer. So I got colon, I got rectal, I have it in the blood, I have it in the lymph, I have it in the lungs, that's new, and I have it in the liver. And then I have blood clots, and I have a real anemic issue with the red blood cells. So, you know, I got a few things going on, let's just say. And you know, it's not as bad as I kind of make it sound, I guess. There are people in that cancer ward that are a lot worse off than I am. You know, people who can barely walk, barely talk, barely function. I mean, I'm like that when I get my chemo pump. I just get knocked out for several days, but I do have, you know, days following that, and even, you know, a normal week after that, where I function to the best of my abilities right now. And unfortunately, a lot of these other people can't say the same. So, you know, there are people who are a lot worse off than I am. They might not have as much cancer or issues going on, but their body is just not capable of dealing with it. So, you know, I still count myself lucky that I still function. But right now, my main issue is the lungs, because I'm out of shape, first of all. But then I also have tumors and blood clots in my lungs. I got 3 things that are just making it a lot more difficult for me to breathe. So we did get some bikes last week. So I've been biking around a little bit, trying to get a little bit of fitness and stamina back. So I'm hoping to continue that, see if that'll help. But yeah, the main issue that we're facing right now is my inability to work. Not that I don't want to work. I hope that one day I'll get back to doing what I love, which is food and beverage hospitality. But the issue is that especially with colorectal cancer, without being too graphical, you don't really get a lot of warnings. It's, you know that old saying, never trust a fart? Well, if you have colorectal cancer, that saying becomes true. You really have no control over what's going on and when it's going on. Like, if it wants to go, it's gonna go. And you basically need access to a restroom, or, you know, if you don't have that, diapers. It's basically at that point, and it's always been at that point. So colorectal cancer is not something that I would recommend. It does mess with you on a whole new level. So that's my main issue, is that I can't go back to work because, I'll just end up using the restroom a lot, and it can take hours. Like, you're just sitting there for hours on end, and no one would hire, someone just to sit on the restroom. So that means that the only income that I'm bringing is my Social Security, which comes every month, at the beginning of every month. But it's really not enough to keep the wheels going. My wife works 40 hours a week, and she does an amazing job. But even so, we notice that every month we're basically falling behind. We're We had a lot of savings after my mom passed away. We used some of those money to try to we tried to be smart about it. We paid off all of our both of our cars, so we don't have any payments on those. So basically cutting our monthly payments. And we bought a few things that we needed around the farm, like an ATV, manure spreader, little things that basically help us out. And then we have tried to basically save as much as we can, but it's becoming clear that basically every month I have to transfer more money from that savings. So it's just a question of time before that all runs out. So, if you find it in your heart to help us out, I do have a GoFundMe page where you can donate money. And of course, that is very much appreciated. It helps a lot, especially in January, because with our insurance, I have a $8,000 deductible. That means that I have to pay $8,000 before the insurance picks up the medical bills. And it resets every January, so every new year. And that means that, when I go in to get my first treatment after the new year, these treatments are not cheap. And they are basically just below $4,000 per treatment. So when January comes around, basically within the first 3 weeks, before January is even over, I've already paid $8,000 out of my pocket, just for like 2 treatments, and that's it. But after that, the insurance picks up and pays for it. But still, it does mean that I need to have $8,000 at the ready, at the start of every year. If you want to donate some money through my GoFundMe, that's very much appreciated. I can't tell you how much that actually helps us out. But also, if you want something back for your money, then I have an eBay store where I'm selling a lot of the stuff behind me, because I'm trying to get rid of as much as possible that I don't really have a lot of connection to. There are certain games that I just absolutely love and I don't want to get rid of them. But I try to add something every single day to my eBay store, and I try to be fair on the prices, and I offer discounts for repeat customers and bulk discounts and you name it. I'm just trying to get the stuff gone, and earn a little money from doing that. So I'll put some links both for the GoFundMe and for my eBay store. Please follow me on eBay, so you'll be updated whenever I post new listings. And I hope that you'll find something there that you can use. It's basically anything video game related. So it could be a cable, it could be consoles, it could be replacement parts, it could be, obviously games themselves, strategy guides, you name it. As I have time and as I go through stuff, I just put it out. And one thing I would say though is that if you buy multiple items, I always combine them into one shipment and refund any extra shipping cost. So if you find something that's like $1, like a replacement disc or something like that, then my advice to you is to buy something else instead. Because you'll spend that $1 for the item and then $5 in shipping. But if you spend that $1 for that one item that you need, be it a replacement disc or what have you, and you then buy a game, let's say the game is $4, you just paid $5, and the shipping isn't going to be that much more. It's going to be like $5 again. So instead of buying something that costs 5 times less than the shipping, buy something else that you want and just combine them, and you'll save a lot on the shipping, trust me. Yeah. Also, I do want to make some changes going forward with the channel. I'm hoping to do more, I guess, vlog related, where I kind of update you on my progress, but also I want to kind of bring the attention to cancer, to treatments, to options that are available, and bring focus on charities that need help, places where you can donate money to cancer research, all of these things. I kind of want to use this platform to create what small positive change that I can do, because we all need a little help sometimes, and if I can do, if I can use my platform for something bigger than just me, then that would be amazing. And I've also toyed with the idea of doing a couple of Let's Plays. Basically, I'm trying to think of ways where I can film like this, where it's one continuous shot, so I don't have to edit too much, because again, I just don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to keep setting up different cameras for different angles, combining all of those shots into one coherent film, or video, I should say. I don't have the energy nor the time to do that. So something like this where it's a continuous feed, or like a let's play where, I just started at the first, at the start of the game, and then, 30-40 minutes later, cut. That's it. And then maybe do another episode and so on. So if that's something that you want to see, let me know. If you have any other ideas on how I can use this platform going forward, I would love to hear about that in the comments as well. Or if you have just any questions about cancer, or maybe you're having cancer yourself, struggling with that, I'd love to hear from you as well. Basically sharing information and overcoming the obstacle together, and that's what I want going forward. So yeah. As a side note, as I said, I'm going in tomorrow for treatment, hopefully, which will be November 2nd. And November 3rd is my birthday. So normally, back in the day, I wasn't too keen on birthdays. It didn't mean much to me. And one of the reasons for that was that I was doing so many things, working hard on a lot of different projects, that I guess I felt that I didn't get the recognition for all of that work that I was doing. And the only recognition that I got was, hey, I survived another year, which to me isn't really an achievement. It's just, it happens. A year passes by. So, before I kind of got angry and upset when people would congratulate me on my birthday, instead of, giving me positive feedback on all the other stuff that I was doing and spending a lot of time and effort on. So, I probably wasn't in the happiest place mentally, but lately, I don't really take birthdays for granted anymore. So, yeah, if you want to wish me happy birthday, it's November 3rd. And I'll probably not see it, because if I'm getting treatment, I'll have my pump, and I'll probably just be in bed shivering, trying to sleep, and not eating. So it's not going to be the best birthday, but, made a cake the other day, so we ate that, my wife and I, and that was very nice. And we had a nice dinner out to kind of celebrate in advance. So, yeah. All things considered, it's been a good birthday. But yeah, I'll put those links in the description down below, and let me know what you think. What should I do with my channel moving forward? And questions, concerns, your own experience with cancer, I would love to hear from you. So until next time, take care. Bye.